Hi. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday. A surprise day for me. Some copies of Klopp Actually are out in the world. I didn't know that they would be. I thought Thursday. I don't even have a copy yet. And then I started getting messages from a few friends being like, "Here I am with my copy of Club Actually." It seems like Waterstones have started sending out their pre-orders, which is really exciting. I spoke to my literary agent and checked that that was all normal, and she said it was that was fine and good. In fact, I'm not so red today. That's good. I'm down here with Tiny Dog. There she is. She's had a good day today. No accidents in the house. We had. Oh, she has just farted though. Oh, just as I put the camera on her. Mackie, that isn't pleasant, love. That's not friendly. She. Where's her head? Oh, she's got such a tiny little head. Oh, I love her so much. She did my favourite thing I've ever seen her to do today, which was her tummy rumbled and then she barked at it because it took her by surprise. Um, so hi everybody. Thanks. I dyed my hair today. Also accidentally dyed Mackie a little bit, which was not the plan, but I was in the shower and I didn't quite know what to do with her. I always feel mean putting her in a crate and I can't trust her downstairs on her own yet. So I just had her upstairs with me. And then she wanted to she was trying to drink the shower water and obviously it had hair dye in it. So I was like, absolutely not. Went to push her away from the shower water, had hair dye on my hands and gave her a tiny little smudge on the front of herself, which I then sort of instantly put her in the bath with puppy shampoo to kind of wash it off. But she's so white that it dyed some of her fur immediately. But luckily, it sort of blended in with where she has little patches anyway. Um, she has been a peaceful little thing. She's having a real sleepy day, so I think she's growing again. She goes for her jabs tomorrow, so then we can take her for walks. Kim says, "Oh my God, you dye your hair." Absolutely, Kim. Have you seen how grey I am? Like, if I left it, I'd just be grey, and I don't want to be grey this early. So I like dyeing it, but I leave that bit grey because I think the sort of grey bit there kind of works. It's quite fun. But then I like to go for a colour there. But this is quite orange for me. So anyway, hi everybody. What was I going to say? Oh, Tom's home. Look, there's the front door. We're live streaming, Tom. Oh, somebody's awake. Go and see Tom. There she goes. Excitable. It's all go in the house today. I was going to say, so we're not on tomorrow because I've got a busy day tomorrow. And then on Thursday, it's book special day. I was thinking maybe before we do the chapter, I could read you my favourite chapter from Klopp Actually. There's one chapter that's really special to me. I really like it. And if you're up for it, I think it would be really nice to read it together here. So if you, I mean, unless you guys object to that, which I can't imagine happening, maybe that would be a really nice way. So we'll have a glass of fizz on Thursday and we'll read the best chapter. Or do you want to come back up now? Do you? Why don't you go and play with Tom in the kitchen? Got a tiny dog down here now. Mackie. Oh, you've got your head in my water glass. Oh, this dog. I can't have a drink without her stealing it. She's so cute though. Brilliant. Okay, so we'll do my favorite chapter on Thursday. I imagine some of you will have finished the book by the time it gets to reading time on Thursday. But so if you can guess which one my favorite chapter is ahead of time, there'll be prizes. Hello everybody in the chat. Oh, there's lots of you chatting today. Right, it's chapter 10 time. Tom, you need to go away, babe, because you've only heard chapter 1 so far. Yeah. Tom has not listened to this story. It'll be so weird for you as to what happened. You should stay for this chapter and see where the story's gone since you last heard a chapter. Oh, she looks so small in your hands. She's so teeny tiny and perfect. She does smell like the devil. Anyway, right. Should we do the chapter so I can stop bumming on about my dog and my husband and my book? I'm such a fucking lucky dickhead, aren't I? Oh, I'm so lucky. And I got a new top today. I needed some, now that I sit around the house a bit more, I was like, all my clothes are for gigging because I realized I got dressed to go to gigs or wore pajamas. And so all of my comfortable around the house clothes are worn out. So I ordered just a load of like comfy stuff and it all arrived today. Right. Uh, might want to talk to a vet about her diet tomorrow. Yeah, she's all right. I think she's well, we haven't changed her food and she suddenly started farting and some days yesterday she didn't fart at all. She's not very hungry today either. I think she's just growing and changing, but she's putting on weight and she's happy. She's just a dog. Right, let's do chapter 10. Okay. Fourth beats rumbled, and Maureen scanned Heavy Street for any sign of Aleph. She had hoped the clues in their conversation earlier were enough for them both to rendezvous here. She repeated her silent pleading over and over again that the man in the waistcoat would have gone to the Crescent at third beats. Just in case, she had concealed herself in a borehole over the top of Heavy Street so she could watch for Aleph's arrival. Quran should be out of his home by now and over with Ezra and Asma at the cavern. Maureen heard a sound and held herself up to see around the edge of the hole as far as she dared. A slim figure had appeared at one end of the street. It was Aleph. She was wearing training gear and seemed to be jogging. Maureen thanked every element she could think of and watched Aleph trot by, looking for all in the world like she was just out for some exercise. Maureen scanned carefully around. There was no one else there. As Aleph got to halfway down the street, she stopped to stretch, carefully bending and flexing her long limbs. Maureen gave the street another long look. She tried to sit very still and try to feel if there was anyone else around. She felt, heard, and saw absolutely nothing. She slid carefully out of the hole and sprung up to her feet as quietly and carefully as she could, still glancing about for her for anyone who might have seen. There was no movement. She was back in her delivery outfit and so sauntered as casually as she could past Aleph as if she was going to hop the dirt wall into one of the houses on the street and make a delivery. The cavern, she muttered as she passed. Aleph didn't even flinch. She remained bent in half, stretching out the backs of her legs and breathing heavily from the exertion. Maureen had to hope she'd heard, and she hopped the wall to go and drop the empty package into the post hole. No doubt the homeowner would be extremely confused later. Maureen dawdled back to the street, pretending to busy herself with paperwork, and then whistled as she made her way in the direction of the delivery depot. Oh, you've all gone quiet. You're actually listening to the story. Oh, Kim says not hungry. About Mackie, yeah, she's not a very food-fussed dog. She quite likes treats, and she'll eat all stuff when she's hungry, but sometimes she's just not that bothered. It's really interesting. I'm used to hanging out with Labradors, having a Jack Russell that's just like, I'll eat when I want to eat, and then I won't. It's really weird. The cavern was a large dugout on the very outskirts of the city. No Tingian would ever admit to going there. It was an old badger set, and it reeked of animal fur and other rotten things. Most Tingians were petrified of badgers, and with good reason, and so the cavern had been shut off from public access. Most teenagers liked to pretend they had been in the cavern, but no more than one of them had ever made it all the way in. It was a place Ezra had brought them often in their training, but never in their official training. Ezra Talaglashi knew of seemingly infinite ways in and out of the cavern, and Maureen had never known them to enter and exit from the same hole. She slipped in the way she remembered most clearly and lay still, listening for the vibration of footsteps or the gentle trill of voices. It was faint, but she could hear something, and she followed the vague sound into the pitch darkness. Eventually, after several terrifying meters of twisting and walking down a tunnel she prayed wasn't a dead end, she emerged into the cavern and saw Ezra standing with Asma, Quran, and Aleph. Her heart bounded. She had succeeded in her mission. Welcome, Maureen. Well done. You have done well today, thank you, said Ezra as Maureen joined them in the little circle. Ezra was holding a small glow lamp and the light flickered across each of their features. It was eerie, but better than the other option of total darkness. Where is Morklade? Asked Maureen. She is not here yet. I was just filling these two in on what we are up to. They are keen to help. Just then, Maureen heard a noise behind her. She saw Ezra's eyes flick to something moving behind her, and she whipped her head round just in time to see the man in the long waistcoat emerging from the closest tunnel. Maureen was annoyed at herself for her first thought being relief that he had not appeared from the tunnel she had come through. At least she hadn't led him there. She sprang at the man before she had time to think of anything else unhelpful. He bundled to the ground under her full weight. He wasn't as strong as he looked, and Maureen began to wrestle his arms into submission. The man kicked out, causing her to wobble as her arms floundered against his. She rolled off the top of him and caught his booted foot in the side of her head. Her vision swam, but she focused on trying to climb back onto him. If she could just hold him still, the others would be able to subdue him fully. Maureen slammed her body back on top of him and rained 3 swift blows to just below his shoulders to try and numb his arms. She felt his arms going weak, and she gripped around his body with her legs and torso. "I have him," she called out, and waited to feel his weight being pulled by other Tingian arms. Nothing came. She held on as best she could, feeling the man wriggling beneath her. She thought she could hear laughing. "I'll show you I'm not to be laughed at," she snarled, but then noticed the laughing was not coming from the man beneath her. She looked up to see Ezria, Asma, Karan, and Aleph all stood over her laughing. She scrambled backwards off the man and looked down at him. Lying crumpled on the floor, with a skewed wig and dishevelled costume, was Mortglade, also now laughing. "Oh, fierce Maureen, you have defended us so well against Mortglade," Ezria laughed. Maureen felt the adrenaline from the fight leaving her body. She didn't know whether to cry from embarrassment or join in the laughter. She chose the latter. Perhaps she could fit in the former when she was alone. "Mortglade, I'm so sorry, I didn't know it was you," Maureen said, offering Mortglade a hand up. Mortglade shied back, pretending to be afraid of Maureen's hand. "Oh, we need, somebody guessed. Is it Ben? You're really good at guessing, Ben. Well done. I thought I was going to get a twist in that no one would have seen coming. We need an accent for Mortglade. Panamanian? What the hell is a Panama accent? South American? That's where Panama is. Tom's nodding at me. Central America. What's the capital of Panama, babe? Panama City. Tom knows all of the capitals of the world. Kim says Aussie. Human hair would just like a hat. You want me to do a hat-based accent? I could trill like a trilby. Or be very somber like a sombrero. I know, but Panama doesn't mean anything, does it? Kiwi might be too close to South African, and I think I managed to get away with South African in the last one, and I don't know if I can do them. Shane is just still pushing for Mexico. Bowler hat, Italian, capital of Durka says, what's the capital of Honduras, Tom?
Is Tegucigalpa. Tegucigalpa, or something like that.
Tegucigalpa or something like that, he says. Icelandic we've got there, Scottish, Italian. Tom, pick an accent from Scottish, Icelandic, or Russian. Scottish. Okay, right, we're back to Hamish. Mortglade shied back, pretending to be afraid of Maureen's hand. "It's quite all right," said Mortglade cheerily, rubbing at her arms. "It's my punishment for being late. I worked out that you added the extra root to LF's bundle to signify 4th Streets, not 3rd, but you threw me off with the location. I thought your references to Sickles meant the Crescent. By the time I thought back over their conversation and realised you'd said Heavy a few times, you must have been long clear of Heavy Street. I'm getting slow in my old age. I paced around and then decided that I ought to try here, as I believe it's about the only place in the city that Van Weir would have no idea we would come. So I'm here, late and bruised, but I'm here. Now, what do we do?" Ezra beckoned them closer. "We make a plan." Bum, bum, bum! Chris says, bet Tom Googled it. No, he spent a weird amount of time on this app called Tiny Cards, learning all of the capitals of the entire world. No idea why. Right, so there's your chapter. Bum, ba, bum, bum. I like Mortglade in my head was going to be posh English, but Scottish worked as well. I liked it. So the crack squad are together in the cavern. I'm so annoyed that you guessed my twist. You didn't guess it till today, right? You didn't guess that it was the man yesterday? Thank goodness we didn't choose a bat. Yeah, wouldn't have been Mortglade if it had been a bat. Pow! Okay, so your question now for Thursday's chapter, for Book Day special chapter. What do the team wish they had brought with them on the mission that they do not have? What do the team wish they had brought with them on the mission that they do not have? One, a mirror. Two, gunpowder. Three, food. Or four, shovels. So when they go on the mission, there's going to be an item that they wish they had. What is it going to be? Bwom, bwom, bwom. A mirror, gunpowder, food, or shovels. It's up to you. I will see you Thursday at 10 p.m., same time as ever, for the book publishing day special, featuring a live chapter from Klopp Actually, my favourite chapter. And I'll see you then, probably quite drunk because the girls are coming around to help me celebrate the book being released. So see you then. Bye.